For those who played Dawn of War back in the day, a real-time strategy game made based on the Warhammer 40k universe, you'll be pleased to know that there's actually still an active community playing this game. This is Dawn of War Soulstorm, but this is a mod. The mod is called Unification. Now, Unification is basically a combination of different mods that have made previously by different teams. So, for example, you have the Harlequins mod, adding the Harlequins race. You have the mod that was adding this particular race, the Death Guard, which are the Chaos race dedicated to Nurgle. There's a whole bunch of different races and balance changes and whatnot, all kind of combined into this one Unification mod. And this video is basically me just showing it off for anyone who hasn't seen it before, anyone who's interested in this sort of thing. Because even though my channel is based on Pokemon, I play this game quite a lot. I just don't play it online, I don't play it competitively. This is me just playing against a CPU, hard difficulty here. Because it's fun. You know, I think they did a really good job in making the original game, and I think the people who are working on the mod are also doing a very good job. So not only does it add many new races, I mean, I'll put the number of races in the video title so you can see. There are loads. I haven't even tried all of them, there's that many. But also, it adds plenty of new units and lots of balance changes to previous races. So for example, if you're an Eldar player from the original games, you can now train Shadow Spectres, which are a very cool jump unit with anti-vehicle and anti-infantry potential, and Striking Scorpions, which are a nice little stealthy melee unit. So that's just a small example. You also got new maps added, so this is Fata Morga remastered, slightly better than the original Fata Morga. And the whole point of this video is just me trying to get as many people as I can playing the game. Not that I'll probably play against you, but, you know, maybe if you decide to play some competitive games, I'll be watching it. There's a couple of channels I watch competitively, and I'll put the links in the description. Mainly Laughing Max and Mr. Landshark. Like I said, I don't play myself. I doubt they've ever heard of me, but I do watch them cast other games and their own games as well. So if you like this sort of thing, definitely check them out. I'm sure they'd appreciate that. So this is the Death Guard. Death Guard are essentially Chaos Marines which have dedicated their lives, or whatever's left of them, to the god Nurgle. They've all become very diseased and bloated and stinky. And the overall sort of image of this army, I guess, is that everything is slow, not necessarily that powerful, but resilient. Everything takes hits like a champ. So you sort of lumber after things, as these plague bearers are here. They're demons. They're not that powerful, but they can, I think, inflict some sort of damage over time, poison. And they just never die. They can take a lot of hits and they have good regeneration. That's sort of the whole point of the Death Guard. Aside from that, they have their own little gimmick where at the start of the match you choose a company. I think there's 7 or 8 companies, I can't remember. But they all have slightly different perks. So for example, your commanders will slow down enemy units when you're near them, or they'll do, you know, passive damage or something. I think I went for Company 4, which is kind of a weird one because you lose access to a lot of the Death Guard vehicles. But in return, you gain access to Plague Zombies, which are nice. You can also get Melter Guns on your Cultists, which are quite nice in the sort of medium game. I think the Nurgle Cultists are actually pretty decent. Probably not in the late game, but certainly you can still use them into the tier 2 sort of stage. And also, access to the big boy Olcair, the big, Great Unclean One, I think they call him. Just sort of a fun, big relic endgame unit. It does a lot of damage, it's hilarious. I'll show you guys later. But anyway, just to show you what's going on in the gameplay here, I'm basically just trying to apply some pressure against these Thousand Suns, which are another new race. They are the Tzeentch dedicated Chaos Warriors. They're pretty fun as well. I think they've got some fun units. Generally they're pretty slow as well, and they rely on a lot of abilities like magic spells, that sort of thing. But yeah, another race I would definitely recommend trying out. But yeah, most of this video is just me just complimenting the team who made this. I think the amount of stuff they put into this, all the new models, sound effects, balance changes from the original game, it really did an incredible job. So I would definitely recommend checking out the mod. I'll link the mod page obviously below in the description. There's also a wiki page if you want to check out what the new races are, what their sort of gimmicks are, and what units they have access to. I'll link it down there if you want to check it out. Oh, by the way, if you guys want to see more gameplay from me in this game, showing off other stuff, feel free to leave your feedback down below. I'd really appreciate that. I don't necessarily intend on uploading much Dawn of War gameplay. It's more just sort of something I play myself, just to you know, just to chill out, play against the computer. But if people want to see it, then I'm happy to upload it, you know. What I'm doing here is basically using my cultists here, equipping them with the melter guns, just to do a little bit more damage to the listening posts, apply some pressure there, take over some of their space. Little dreadnought here caused me a bit of trouble, so I'm just going to chase after that a bit. I have the Plague Burst Crawler, a nice little artillery unit, sitting in the middle, critical location there. And now you see I've built the cesspit. The cesspit is the, I guess, the final building for the Death Guard, getting access to your most powerful units. So a little bit later I'm going to show you Old Care, and also some of the Terminators they get access to, which are pretty cool, I'm going to be honest. They did a good job there. Also, these things are Blight Drones. Very nice unit. They're vehicles, I mean they look like aircraft, but they are vehicles. They shoot little green blobs at things, kind of look like plasma pistols, but you know, I don't know what exactly you'd compare it to closest. But yeah, they're decent, and they regenerate as well, which is nice. And here, you can see two variants of Terminators. So you got your Blighty Lord Terminator squad, with the Plague Spewer, very good sort of big flamethrower type gun, auto cannons, very nice. And then you have the ones with the scythe there. I forgot the name, but they are very powerful indeed in melee. Once again, very slow, but also very resilient, so, you know, it swings and roundabouts there. One of the things I forgot to mention earlier is that the Death Guard actually get access to some support commanders, if you like. I don't think they're actually commander armor, I think they're heavy infantry, but they're basically these unique units you can build from one of the buildings. I think you're limited to one per type, there's like 4 or 5 types. But you can attach them to squads and give various different bonuses. So for example, there's like a medic one, Plague Surgeon. There's also one that can spew sort of a plague flamethrower type thing, and also has a really powerful anti-vehicle grenade, which is nice. So those are definitely worth using if you're planning on using the Death Guard. And here we're basically just destroying the last of their base. I mean, there's nothing they can do at this point. Yes, they have some units, but really, it's all over. Especially when Old Care comes out with his big old sword. I love that one of his abilities is literally him just taking a shit on the ground. That's great. But yeah, very fun team to use. I gotta say, at the moment I'm using Death Guard, Dark Eldar, and sometimes Harlequins, but I feel like Harlequins are still pretty bad in terms of balance. I mean, they did recently add a load of new stuff in the recent 7.0 update. This is 7.2. But yeah, 7.0 definitely added quite a few new things. Alas, Harlequins are still not that great in my opinion, but we'll get there one day. I got nothing more to say on this video, so I hope you all enjoyed it. This little showcase of the Unification mod. Hope you all go and try it yourselves, if you still have Dawn of War. I think it works with the CD version and the Steam version. But that's all I got to say. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time.
Accept your limitations.
I feel the war overtaking me, but I cannot feel pain anymore.